Hey, good morning. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal.
And your girl Sandy.
And welcome back to another one of Real Beef with SMP. Hey, what's up?
What up, y'all? What's good in the hood, y'all?
Yes.
What's good in the hoodie?
Good morning and happy belated Halloween for all y'all who are still kind of celebrating it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hopefully you guys are all well out there. Do us a favor while we get things rolling to get the positivity, the good energy rolling today, because we need that as much as possible now.
Man.
Okay, yeah. With all the things that are going on in the world, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Please do that, okay? Don't forget to share if you can. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you're watching this show for the first time ever. You know your boy and your girl are working hard out here in these streets. So give us some love, okay? Please and thank you, all right? Man,
what up, bro?
Man, same old thing, you know, just a different day. You know how it is.
It's been so long since I've seen you.
I know. It's only been, what, 12 hours or something like that?
Right.
But happy belated Halloween to you.
Yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Same to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
You know what? Okay. Now, this is just a random question I have because I'm just me, you know, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Obviously, yesterday was Halloween. You clearly can see behind me that, I haven't done anything about moving anything yet. Okay. Yeah. As far as the Halloween stuff goes.
Right.
So, and this is a question I got for everybody else too. Okay. When do you actually take down the Halloween stuff? I got a couple questions. So question number one is, when do you take it down? Immediately the next day type ish? Or do you wait a couple days and then you take it down? When do you usually start taking down the Halloween stuff? That's question number one. Sandy, speak on it, please.
12:01 a.m. on November 1st, player. You see Mr. Bag of Bones is gone. Okay, I ain't got no Halloween tree up in here. Look, we waiting for the holiday. Y'all see, I got my cream of green. And yeah, we celebrate Thanksgiving. But you already know all of them things. Halloween, Thanksgiving, they're the appetizers to cream.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, that's fine. Because I'm curious, because, you know, like today is the very next day, the very next morning after Halloween. And I'm sitting there going like, do I go and waste my time tonight taking all the decorations down now? Or do I wait, like just let a day go and then, you know, take the time tonight?
It's not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? Especially because we had a late night last night. You know what I mean? So
even Rosa said, today's the Day of the Dead, so not today.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that information. So the skulls and the cobwebs are doing just fine. They're still giving right now. But the other question is, though, too. This is the other question I have for you guys as well. And please fire off in the family chat. And I'm going to ask you to, well, you already answered the damn question, but I'm going to say it out anyway because I want the fam to get involved in this. And I know we had this conversation last night, too. But you already answered, but fam, do you do Christmas stuff right now? Or do you do, like, I don't know, fake corn on the corn stalks and stuff? You know what I mean? For like the month of November, and then go into the Christmas.
He's trying to get decorating ideas for his backdrop, y'all.
No. Well, yeah,
what am I gonna do with the backdrop now?
But I'm wondering, what do you do between Halloween, once Halloween is over, like from the 1st of November till Thanksgiving, whenever Thanksgiving lands, because it lands randomly all the time, right? When do you start doing? When does the Christmas stuff come out? Do you start doing it now?
Down below.
You go into, like, you know, we walked in. Me and my wife walk into. Me and my wife Me and my wife
Me
walked
and my
into
wife.
Target. Me and my wife walked into Target. Okay. And how was it? No, it was fine. But we walked into Target and it wasn't even like it was the weekend of Halloween and they already had Christmas-ish out already.
Oh, they've been
So
had Christmas stuff out.
you see what I'm saying? It's weird.
And I've
Because
been
I'm like,
buying
damn.
it.
Say again, what? Say again.
I've been buying it.
Of course, you've been buying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else has been buying it too. Okay. But you know for a fact, the real way to get your Christmas decorations is the year before when all that stuff is at 75% off right near, at the end of New Year's. You see what I'm saying?
You got to go to the bullseye section. Y'all, if y'all feel me on the bullseye section, okay, and I'm sure wifey knows about it. Okay,
the bullseye section.
That bullseye section is everything, y'all. Tell me if y'all hit up the bullseye section like I do. I stay in the bullseye section because every week, because they literally replace the stuff that they sell out of, there's always something new. Always something new, especially if you do the elves. Be prepared. All that stuff is going out and it's going to sell out and they aren't going to restock it. I'm just saying.
Okay, but I would love for you guys definitely fire off in the comments because I really want to know. You know what I'm saying? What do you do in between time? Do you leave your Halloween stuff up, or do you go that extra mile pulling out heaps of hay and trying to make it look all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to make it look like a pumpkin patch for the next 3 weeks, or you just say, F it, I'm just gonna go Christmas and Christmas and Christmas everywhere. That's what I want to know. Okay. Let me know. Okay. Tinsel and Christmas.
Amen. That's me.
Just saying.
Minus the tinsel.
No tinsel?
No tinsel. I don't really do.
I'm impressed. I'm surprised. Not impressed. I'm just surprised.
I do everything else though. Look, you even see right over here. Hold up, right there. I got that from the bullseye section yesterday. Okay.
The charcuterie board?
Yeah, it's like a little porcelain charcuterie board. And it's like in a little gingerbread.
Why is there were you eating salted meats and pieces of cheese before we started the show? What the hell is this?
I literally took it out the bag and then I placed it there because I didn't want the kids to actually break it. And I forgot to take it out of there. So just know that we, that's the start of criminal over here, okay? The start of criminal.
It's porcelain though. Come on now.
It's porcelain.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, man. We all up and through here. Okay.
Rosa said it's Halloween till Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas. Okay.
All right. I feel you.
Raven said no Christmas decor until after Thanksgiving. Man, she said no wire hangers
until the day after. Which is traditional. That's the traditional way to do it. And you should technically do it if you're not insane about Christmas like I am.
Well, I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do back here because I need to do something. But in my mind, I'm like, I might just go Christmas and just keep it up because I'm like, I don't want to.
Christmas is so not short-lived because it is a month, right? But the reason why I do it so daggone early one is because I'm psycho about Christmas. But the other part of it is the fact that it goes by so fast. So by the time you go and do all the extra, putting all the decorations up and all of that, you got 3 weeks? Especially like 4 weeks if you do it right after Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like it goes by so daggone fast. I'm like, I'm gonna go through all this because I literally, when you walk in my house, like you threw up Christmas when I get my decorations up. To go through all of that, y'all gonna see that shit for like 2 months. Period.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my stuff. I'm gonna get my worth out of it. You feel me?
No, but I feel you on that because like in my mind, like I'm cool. Like with like this is not this is fun. Like that kind of stuff when you get to get all weird and spooky and all that.
Great job with that.
Oh yeah, she did. She killed that. Hey, what else is new? She kills everything.
For sure.
But the thing is after this is over, then you know what I'm saying?
That's the worst part about after Christmas. It's like New Year's, and then it's like wah.
Yeah, then you go back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yeah.
And
like Valentine's Day.
It's cool and all, but at the same time, it's like, well, especially like for me, I've been blessed with a really cool, room where I can do whatever the hell I want. And so, just let my wife's creativity go wild.
That part.
So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And then Sophia just said Valentine's.
Yes.
Now let me say this. I'm sorry, you said Valentine's.
Yes.
It's not Valentine's, guys. Just so you guys know,
Yeah, that
it drives me crazy. Like amber lamps, library,
or salmon.
okay. Salmon.
Salmon.
Stop.
Child, I
Salmon.
can't.
Just
Salmon.
stop. But Valentine's is short-lived too. It's short. No one gives a damn. No offense. You see what I'm saying? Some people are like,
I do. Hubby, if you watching, I do give a shit. Okay. I do give a damn about that. Hubby, juice.
Yeah, diamonds on my wrist, on my fingers.
Louis Vuitton, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Valentine's, as far as decoration goes, it's short-lived. You see what I'm saying? Because all this, red hearts and stuff like that for a whole month.
I don't really see you doing that in your backdrop.
No, I'm not doing that anytime soon.
I don't
unless it was like some sort of themed thing that I was doing for like, jump rope for heart or something. Do you remember that?
What was it?
I said jump rope for heart.
What is that?
You don't remember jump rope for heart?
No.
Wow. No. We had to jump rope. And we were raising money for a foundation. I don't remember what it was, but it was for some sort of heart disease. And it was for this was when I was in grade school, man.
Okay, I was about to say, because I don't remember.
It was jump rope for heart. So you had to jump rope, and you had to jump rope for as long as you could. And people would give you money for however long you jump roped and all that stuff. They raised money. You got like some rinky dink piece of crap jump rope as a gift. Thank you.
Souvenir.
Thank you so much for raising all this money for this cause. But here's your
jump rope
that we made for 25 cents. And it broke after two jumps. You know what I'm saying? But no one, man, I thought, okay. No, I guess I'm alone in that story.
Yeah,
real quick, before we go into the story, into our conversation.
That's such an awesome question.
So, and I'm glad you asked this. What did you kids dress up like? And that was her first Halloween.
I love it.
Thank you so much for asking. I will say that.
Yes, thanks.
Real quick, my little girl was a Minnie Mouse for like
so cute
for like 2 hours before she just pooped right through it.
Yep.
So it was lovely when it lasted.
At least you guys got pictures. That's why when you get your kids ready, even at this age, even at almost 7 years old, right? You take the pictures when you can, because they're gonna do something with them outfits. They're gonna mess them up. Something hair's gonna get disheveled.
I'm telling you right now. She did this. She was, and I had to. My wife's like, hold her really quick. She pooped right through the.
You were literally the back. Just like
I'm holding her like this, and you can see it in her face where it's like everything's squishy. Like you see
so
in
gross
her face that she's being tormented.
Onesies.
And my wife is like, "We got to take this picture. Come here. Take the picture really quick." And I'm like trying not to. The mustard, baby. The mustard.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Trust. We have a picture just like that with separate both twins. Okay, separately.
It's amazing. What were yours dressed as? I mean, I already know, but I'm just saying.
Right. So Jayla was dressed as Miraculous Ladybug. If you're familiar, let me know in the comments or in the chat down below. If you guys are familiar with the show, if your kids are into it. But yeah, she was Miraculous Ladybug. And then Jackson was the old school cartoon version of Wolverine. So
yeah,
Blade, everything. Their costumes were so cute.
Yeah,
Kayla had like blue hair and pigtails.
With
bows in her hair and stuff. It was too cute.
Yeah, and I will say this. She was wearing the Wolverine, like the comic book Wolverine.
Yeah,
not only version. Just the cartoon, but the comic book original yellow spandex Wolverine fit, and I was all for it. Okay, Talvish, thank you so much for the 2. He said,
"Oh, thank you, Talvish. Thank you.
I'm you guys. I am you guys. I'm you guys. Had a great Halloween." I think he means, I hope you guys had a great Halloween.
Or I'm glad you guys had a great Halloween.
Or I'm glad you got, there you go.
Thank you,
there you go.
Talvish. We did.
Thank
We had
you.
to spend some good family time too. You know what I mean? So all of us got together,
Mustard.
mom and everyone. We all got together, went to our sister's house and
Mhm.
hung out there. And we trick or treated for like 2.5, at 2.5 houses because it was in the low 30s, high 20s last night. And the
Mhm.
kids were not having it, especially my daughter. Okay. So we ordered pizza and all the good stuff. It was fun. It was a
Yeah,
good
it was a record chill last night,
It was
and it's going to be
freezing.
a high of 70 on Saturday, so
Mm.
get ready for that. But there was the first frost of the
That's how it
fall.
is in St. Louis. It'll be 100 degrees tomorrow. And
Yeah,
literally today,
Mm.
it would have been 20. It's the craziest thing ever.
yeah. It's welcome to St. Louis.
St.
You
Louis,
know,
typical weather.
gotta love it. But
Mhm.
we gotta, speaking of cities,
Yes.
we got some things going down. Okay. A devil went down to Atlanta. No, he's not a devil. He's an amazing guy,
No, he really
actually.
is a good guy.
But there is a person that went down to Atlanta, and he is causing such a ruckus right now. In fact, it's just, I'm not going to say what I got to say yet.
Mhm.
We're going to open up that conversation in
Yes.
a little bit, but we got to look at this really quick. Okay, we're not looking at this article because there's a bunch of videos we're going to be looking at here very shortly, but
Mhm.
we got to break it down to you. Okay, Keith Lee. Now, if you don't know who Keith Lee is a famous TikToker, okay? Millions and millions of followers on TikTok. And honestly, this dude got a heart of gold, okay? I'm going to be real. Let me just say that quickly first. He
Mhm.
does a lot with his platform, a lot of amazing things with his platform. And so far, I could see that the fame hasn't really gotten to his head so far.
Right.
Let me just say, yet. Let me
Mhm.
just say that. But don't get me wrong, he is definitely enjoying the fruits of his labors.
For sure.
Okay, on top of everything. So he went down to Atlanta. He's a food critic that does his stuff on TikTok.
Mhm.
This guy has gone to places that have been like failing restaurants and all that have literally they're about to close down type stuff. He'll go eat the food, and if it's actually good, if it slaps, if it smacks, if it's delicious, whatever the slang is nowadays,
Yep.
he'll do an honest review and go, yo, this mac and cheese, I'm telling you right now, this mac and cheese is
exactly
amazing.
how he talks.
This
It's
is
so
amazing mac and cheese.
That's
You know,
exactly how
I
he talks.
really recommend you guys go over there and get some mac and cheese or whatever it is, right? He'll
Mhm.
just say some really great things. If the food's not good, if it's terrible, he'll say the truth. But a lot of times he has saved a lot of these smaller mom and pop restaurants that are out here struggling out here in these streets.
Yep.
So I'm saying that because that's extremely important for this whole story here. Okay, it's extremely important. The other part is too, realize his celebrity, realize his influence and what he can and can't do. I just want to point that all out for you guys first. Now, I'm not reading this article, okay? But he went down to Atlanta. Like I said, a man went down to Atlanta to go and grub, okay? And he's not the only person who does this kind of thing. There's plenty of other people, which I'm sure we're going to be mentioning another name here in a little bit, okay?
Mhm.
But he went down to Atlanta because he wanted to see what would the eats like down in Atlanta. So he went to this first place called the Real Milk and Honey. We're going to take a look at the video here, and you're going to hear from his own mouth his experience. Let's take a listen.
Yep.
Me and my family are in Atlanta, and currently we are at the Real Milk and Honey. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bag in my hands. We are at the Real Milk and Honey on Main Street in College Park. Before we came, we attempted to call our order in. We were greeted with an automatic message that said they do not take call-in orders. The automatic message said the only way you can do pickup is through DoorDash. We went through DoorDash, they was closed. But online, it said they closed at 5 o'clock. We went on DoorDash at 4 o'clock, but we were already here, so we just went inside. I stayed in the car and my family went in and they told them they were closed early for deep cleaning. Yet the door is wide open and it's people still going in and grabbing their orders. Now we have no idea if those people ordered beforehand or what the case is. Also, the people who relayed this message, my family said were really nice. It's just the rules. And so far being in Atlanta, I found some places do have unique rules, and this is one of them. I want to be very clear, we're not blaming one person or saying one person was rude. In plain terms, don't call this restaurant trying to get nobody fired. Ain't nobody do nothing. This is just the rules they had. If you don't like their rules, the rules not for you. And for me and my family, the rules just went for us. We just not their target audience. For the record, afterwards, I did walk in and they did recognize me and they attended the services, but I respectfully declined. I'm a normal person. I pay for my food like everybody else. I walk in spots like everybody else. We are all normal people. Respectfully, if you're not going to do it then, don't do it now. God bless you. Yeah, we're just trying to get some food. But I am going to make this very clear. I do not support, condone, or agree tearing down these businesses. While we personally may not have the best customer service experience, it does not mean you will have the same experience. That also don't mean go on Twitter and tear these businesses down. At the end of the day, business owners are people. Never know what people are going through. The only reason I'm even making this is to share my authentic and real experience like I always do. I don't mean no harm. I don't have no malicious intent. But I always say I'm going to be 100% honest. And that comes with the good and the not so good. You don't know what nobody going through. So what we can't do is just judge off of somebody else's experience. If you like to go to these places or any other place that I've been to, I encourage you to go try it for yourself and make your own opinion. But we still in Atlanta and we on Main Street and it's a bunch of spots here. So we're going to go to a different spot.
I feel like we get the general gist on this video. Now, one thing that's interesting, okay, old milk and honey, real milk and honey, sorry, old lady gang, right? Real milk and honey, sorry. Okay, so real milk and honey, he goes over there, he says what he says, okay, he does what he does. He says that I walked in there, or my family walked in there. First, they called in. They said the DoorDash stuff was closing at 5. Then they went the extra mile to get out of the car, go over there to order in. They said no, they're doing deep cleaning. Yet they saw people going in there to go order food or to pick up their food. So why did they suddenly not serve any more food to anybody else? So then Keith walks in to find out what the hell's going on, and next thing you know, they're going, "Oh, wait, we'll make some food for you." Absolutely. What you need, bro. And it's on the house. And he's sitting there going, no, I'm going to be like everybody else. I don't need this. God bless you. I'm out. I'm going somewhere else. There's plenty of other restaurants. It's all good. No big deal. Now, he says this. The other part that I think is extremely important to take in. He stopped the whole video to do a whole voiceover to say, hey, I do not condone y'all going out here and hearing my review and then going and trashing these businesses. Right. Go and check it out for your own self. Each individual experience is an individual experience. You're not all going to get the same experience. Okay. I've been to plenty of 5-star restaurants with high rankings, high critic remarks and all that stuff, and have had the worst food or the worst service I have ever had type of thing. Okay. Yep. Does not mean that every single person is going to have the same experience. Okay. So he was like, don't go on because he knows his platform. He knows his fame. He knows his influence. Right. And he doesn't want to go out here and go, I'm here to just trash all these restaurants. No, he's not there for that. He's here to eat some food and talk about how great it is. That's it, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that part. Okay. So he says this, which I thought was a beautifully said. Okay. Really nice thing for him to say. He didn't have to say any of this stuff. Mm-mm. He could have just let it be what it was. All right. But the owners of Real Milk and Honey had to go on the TikTok and say this type of bullshit. Okay, take a listen. This is quick.
Did you see this Keith Lee video about the Real Milk and Honey?
And who is this Keith Lee?
Daddy, you don't know Keith Lee? Yeah.
No.
So they went out and they said that. Like, we don't know who the hell that guy is, and nor do we even give a damn. Right. So, of course, as soon as they posted that, Keith Lee stands went in on them. Okay. Damn. Absolutely were destroying this family and all that, trashing their restaurant online, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And of course, later on, they went and they had to put up a statement basically apologizing to Keith Lee and, making a statement being like, lo siento, our bad for saying what we said. We're going to take it back. We'd like to take it back. They even took that video down and all that. Okay. So There's more.
Mhm.
So he goes, like I said, guys, this is thicker than a Snicker. Okay. So after he does that, remember he said, I'm moving on to the next spot because like I'm hungry.
Right.
I want to eat something. And
Family,
I'm
I
in
want to
here
eat, man.
and I'm in Atlanta and I want to support some black owned businesses.
That part.
And Atlanta is Chocolate City, or it's the new Chocolate City, I guess. Okay.
Right. Right.
Or it's the new Inkwell. I don't know what to call it, but you
Whatever.
know what I'm saying. All
Right.
right. So he goes to the next place, and the next place he goes to is called
Yesterday, me and my
he went to
Old Lady Gang.
Old Lady Gang. Sorry, it was talking in my ear and I'm
Oh no, you're good.
multitasking at the same time. Thank you. So he went to Old Lady Gang. And let me tell you, Old Lady Gang. Gang, gang, gang. Okay.
Mhm.
Gang, 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 gang. Okay. The person who owns that is Candy Burruss, or one of the names in the ownership of this restaurant is Candy Burruss. If you don't know who Candy Burruss is, she was she was part of excuse me. She was part of the girl group. Why am I losing it?
She's known for a lot of stuff.
Well,
She's
yeah,
done a lot. But Real Housewives of Atlanta is her most
no,
recent,
no, but like
in addition to what is it?
yeah.
Escape.
Why am I Escape?
don't
Thank
remember.
you. Thank you. Escape. So she was part of that. She wrote Bills. No Scrubs.
A lot of amazing.
Okay, she's done a lot of great
She's a
stuff.
beast.
Okay. And then, of course, one of her most recent success pieces or add-ons to her resume
Right.
is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay.
Right.
I think she even has a S toy collection
Yes.
business as well. So she's
Yes,
making
allegedly it does
money.
well. She's making money on
Okay.
top of money on top of money.
So she's making money. But then on top of that, she opens up a restaurant with other people and her name's on that. Okay. And it's called Old Lady Gang. Don't know why it's called that, but it is what it is. All right.
It's based on her family. It's her, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
it's her family. And
Yeah.
that's basically what, yeah. So
right on. I didn't Wikipedia. So anyway, so he ends up going to Old Lady Gang.
mhm.
Okay. And he says this. Let's play.
Yesterday, me and my family were at the one music festival. Somebody who works with Candy Burruss walked up to us and said they've been trying to reach us since we got to Atlanta. He said he's been constantly emailing me and constantly DMing me for me to come to Old Lady Gang. I got it. Let's try it and rate it 1 through 10. As you can see, I don't have any bags in my hands.
Okay, first off, let me just say this. I don't mean to
Close up on
interrupt.
his fingers is hilarious.
I really don't mean to interrupt, but let me excuse me, Jesus. But they reached out to him.
Mhm.
That's important to know.
Yep.
They were emailing him, reaching out to him, being like, come over here, come here. And he shows up and he still don't have food in his hands.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna interrupt anymore, but that piece, that very beginning, is extremely important. But let's go.
Me and my
Mhm.
family showed up and we attempted to order before we got here. We called the number they had connected on Yelp 3 times, no answer. We tried to order through DoorDash and it said it was temporarily closed. So when we pulled up, I sent my family in to order for us. They said on the weekends, due to being busy, they don't do any takeout at all.
They do to-go orders. No, we don't do to-go on the weekend.
Oh, okay, so send and dining.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sweetie. We appreciate it.
Which is completely understandable. So what we decided to do is my family's gonna go eat. They're just gonna come bring the food out while I'm sitting in the car, so they have no idea I'm here. My family asked how long the wait was to be seated. They said an hour to an hour and a half.
Yes.
Okay.
She also said they didn't have any reservations available, so they didn't take down any number, any contact information, nothing. My family then came and relayed that message to me, and I decided to go in myself. We walked in and we were greeted by a nice young lady. And then I met some amazing people who were eating there, and we took some pictures. God is amazing. As soon as me and my wife were done taking pictures, the lady said the table was ready. As always, I don't want any special treatment. I want to be treated like everybody else. I pay for my food like everybody else. I'm a normal person. I'm a normal customer. Things like this is exactly why I do reviews the way I do. Just because I have a certain amount of followers on social media don't make me different from nobody.
Bam.
My mom, my mom-in-law, my sister, they all paying customers just like me. So I want them to be treated just like me. So
Word.
I asked how long the wait time has been today. She said an hour to an hour and a half. So which I then asked, how are you able to sit me in 5 minutes? This is her response.
How long are we looking for as far as wait?
I'm gonna get it to the 5 minutes. I'm gonna wait. This whole call came. Now it's whoever first come first serve.
Again, my family just attempted to eat there less than 2 minutes ago. I then told her I changed my mind. We're gonna go eat somewhere else, and I said, "God bless you," and I walked out.
On second thought, it's okay. We're gonna go to eat somewhere else. So I appreciate it though. For sure.
Thank you. God bless. Y'all have a great day.
Have a good one.
Have a great day.
It was at that moment they knew they fucked up.
I am frustrated. Me and my family just trying to eat food. That's all we try to do. At the same time, while I am frustrated, I understand we are all humans. I do not agree. I do not support. I do not condone shaming this business based on my experience.
Okay. And, and he basically says the same thing he said in the other video. But what I feel is extremely important, because there's more, is that this is more. There's more. Is that he is exposing the truth. Okay. He's exposing the truth. And the thing is that there's a lot of businesses out here, and I'm not even saying just black businesses. There's a lot of businesses out here, food, like restaurant businesses in the service industry, that just keep mucking it up, keep changing their hours, but don't bother to go to their websites and to the Yelp or to their DoorDash sites or whatever to change the information. If they don't, even so, like if they stop serving a certain dish that everybody loved, that people are going over there in droves asking for, they're like, oh yeah, we don't serve that no more. It's like, yo, get on that website, get your shit together, because it's really, really bad. But that's not even the part that really aggravates the hell out of me. And I'm sure is really aggravating the hell out of a lot of people from Atlanta, and applauding Keith with this is the fact that they said, oh yeah, you Keith, so we'll move everything. It's an hour and 30 minutes for everybody else, but for you, VIP, nah, you in 5 minutes, bro. No, you get front row seats,
Right?
Type of situation. That's ridiculous. And that's a big problem that we see not only just in Atlanta, but in a lot of other cities as well. This is a huge, huge problem. I appreciate him exposing the truth. And the reason why I appreciate him exposing the truth is because he's doing it not in a punching down type of fashion. He's doing it in a way like, yo, we need to be better than this. I'm telling you my experience, guys. Don't bash and destroy these businesses, but I am giving them some constructive criticism, but I'm telling it to them with love. I appreciate that. Big time.
He could literally bash them for real.
He could literally destroy these businesses. This is the other reason why I feel like he's saying it in such the fashion that he is doing it. But that's Keith Lee for you, though. That's how he is. I've been watching him since, man, when he had like 100,000 subscribers, you know what I'm saying? Or 100,000 followers on
million now.
Yeah, he's at 14 million, man. It's insane. Okay. Because people appreciate his genuine nature.
Yeah.
His honesty
is big.
His delivery is beautiful.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
It is.
It's dope. But like I said, there is more. So we got to get into a little bit. Then we'll get into because Candy Burruss did speak out about everything. And we are going to get to that. But I do want to share with you guys this next video.
Every restaurant that me and my family go to, we're either A, invited by the restaurant themselves, or B, was told about the restaurant 100+ times. From locals, from people who mention me, from people who email me, DM me. 99% of the time, I never go to a random restaurant. With that being said, my opinion was asked for. So many narratives being pushed, and it's insane to me. But let's be honest. What else do you want from me? If I go to a bunch of restaurants and have a string of good experiences, then I'm being too nice, I'm lying, the narrative's being pushed that my eye roll is fake, and I'm lying just to help people. Then on the same hand, I go to 2 or 3 restaurants where I don't have the best experience.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I did not preface this story or this video at all, and I feel like shit about it. Let me explain this really quick. So after all of this is something that he recently put up. So this is most recent video, and he's contemplating stopping this. He's contemplating not going and doing food reviews anymore. So this is the most recent of his videos because of the amount of backlash that these businesses are getting and how much the social media wave, like this tidal wave of stuff that has been caused because of him going to Atlanta, trying some food. Okay. And now he's contemplating not doing this shit no more. Okay. Let me roll that back just a tiny bit and play the rest.
Yes. What else do you want from me? If I go to a bunch of restaurants and have a string of good experiences, then I'm being too nice, I'm lying. The narrative's being pushed that my eye roll is fake and I'm lying just to help people. Then on the same hand, if I go to 2 or 3 restaurants where I don't have the best experience, now I'm tearing down businesses, now I'm being mean, now I need to shut up, now I need to mind my business, I need to sit down. Again, I can't win for losing. I understand everybody gonna have an opinion on the situation. You can disagree with me. You cannot like what I say. Completely understand. I'm okay with that. But when my safety and my family safety start coming into play, that's where I draw the line at. But what can't happen is with my family or the restaurants or anybody's safety start coming into play. It's absolutely overboard. Especially when I was asked to give my opinion. Because you telling me my opinion only matter if it's positive. Because if it's positive, you got my face plastered on the wall and you saying keep sleeping here. But if it's negative, I need to sit down somewhere and you don't know who I am. That's crazy to me. There was so much positive that happened in Atlanta that was shunned by the negative. It was so many restaurants we was blessed enough to help. We went to an array of restaurants like we always do at every city. I'm gonna be 100% transparent, 100% candid. Me and my family will postpone touring if other cities gonna be like this. Every review not gonna be the best. I'm gonna be 100% honest. If you want me to come, please understand. I will be honest. I don't mean no harm. I don't have no malicious intent. I mean that, and when I say it, I mean it. People be like, well, you know what you're doing. You know if you give a bad review, people gonna come and flood it with hate comments. What else do you want me to do? I'm telling people not to go and leave hate comments. I'm telling people not to leave negative comments. I'm telling people make their own opinions. You want me to lie and say I had a good experience, or you want me to only post the videos when I have a positive experience? And all of the videos I post is only gonna be positive experience. Then the narrative's gonna be pushed, and I'm only trying to be positive, and we're gonna end up in the same situation. And on top of that, I think something is getting lost in translation. When that happens, the restaurants that we are blessed enough to help won't be helped in the same manner because people won't show up in the same way because my reviews would be inauthentic. One of the reasons people show up the way they do is because they know I'm being honest and I'm giving my personal opinion and my personal perspective on the situation. But if I don't do that anymore, it won't be the 3 or 4 hour wait times. And now we won't be able to help business owners and we won't be able to give back to the community. In the grand scheme, that's what this is about. It's about giving back. It's about giving back to the community. It's about stimulating the economy. That's what it's about. All the other stuff, I'm a simple man in real life. As long as me and my family healthy and safe and we can live a comfortable life, I'm straight. Again, it's a double-edged sword. I understand with great power comes great responsibility.
That part.
God made me for this. I'm built for this. At the end of the day, I just want to eat food, walk in my path. If you want to be on a journey with me, you are more than welcome. If you don't, God bless you. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. And nobody's safety should be on the line. Not mine, not my family, not the restaurants that we go to. Relax. Like, relax, bro.
Yeah, right, for real.
It's food.
Right.
Man, I get it. But at the end of the day, what you want me to do? You want me to lie? I can't do that. I'll walk away from everything before I lie. I'm telling you that right now. On 10 toes.
Woo.
Everything. God bless you.
Man, I love that. Let me tell you what. Okay. Now we got to talk. All right. Actually, I'm not done yet. I'm sorry. We're not done. I keep thinking like we're done, but they keep dragging us back in. Okay. No, but this is why I fuck with this man. Like I love this man so much, but he did build a catch-22. I'm sorry. These are the breaks. I'm sorry, but it is. You are doing reviews. If you are doing movie reviews, I'm going to stop talking. I will say my piece after we play Candy Burruss's response. Okay? I'm going to do that. Let's just play that shit.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Candy, and I'm about to speak on it. No, I'm joking. I'm not about to speak on it. I really just wanted to say I do appreciate Keith Lee for stopping by our restaurant and trying to show us love. It is very unfortunate that we couldn't serve him and his family. We would have loved to, okay? But he's right. We don't take to-go orders on the weekends, and the simple reason is because we do love and appreciate the people who come and support our restaurant. On the weekends, we get a lot of community support, people in our city that show up for us, as well as a lot of people from out of town. So with that being said, we don't want to overwhelm our kitchen by having to, have such long times for the people who are actually at the restaurant, plus having to do to-go orders, because obviously that would make the wait times even longer. So that's the reason for that. For those of you, I saw a couple of people was like, why wouldn't they take to-go orders? Well, that's why. Anyway, with that, outside of that, I want to say thanks to Keith for trying to even show up to our restaurant and show us love. Thanks for trying to bring your family by. And maybe next time we'll still get a chance to serve you. Okay.
All right. So that's everything that we have so far. There's another video, but that's like 6 to 7 minute long video of Keith Lee getting stopped outside of old lady gang, and they're like trying to explain themselves, and he's like, nah, we're good. Like, I'm gonna go. Like, go with God bless, but I'm gonna go. Like, it's all good, bro. I'll be back another time, but nah, I'm not gonna get the VIP treatment. I didn't ask for that. Now let's talk about this, guys. Okay. I was saying this earlier, and I know I was getting ahead of myself, like I always do, but I'm going to say it anyway. Unfortunately, this is the bed that he made. If you're doing food reviews, you're going to get backlash. You're going to get people who are passionate about things. There are crazy people behind QWERTY keyboards talking shit. I'm just saying that out loud. Now, I understand where he's coming from. I understand that he's like, yo, I'm not here to spread ill will or cause people's businesses to tumble to the ground. I'm trying to uplift, and I'm trying to be transparent and real, and I'm trying to transcend these businesses. If it's either through just helping them because the food is actually good, or through helping them because their service or their food needs work. The truth, no matter what, should be prominent, should be the common denominator in all this, right? Truth is, your service is trash, but your food is really good, or your food is trash, your service is terrible, and you never are open, and y'all need to fix that, so that you have a better business. It's all about truth. But the problem is that we do have psychos out here. I'm sorry. We got crazy mother lovers out here in these streets that have nothing better to do but to get upset and start wilding on their phones and start going into these businesses and threatening people's lives and stuff. Even Keith's family and himself, his own family's life. That's absolutely crazy, y'all. That's insane. Now, I can understand him being like, yo, nah, man, I'm backing up. But unfortunately, this is the bed that he made. It's the same if it was a movie critic. There's plenty of people out here that will sit there and say, I fucking hate some movie that somebody loves so much. I hate Devil Wears Prada. I don't know why that came up in my head, but you know what I'm saying. Yep. And somebody out here be like, Meryl Streep is a fucking treasure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Plenty of people out here that'll lose their freaking minds, and then they're going after you, or they're going after the makers of the movie, or the actors in the movie, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's absolutely crazy. But unfortunately, it is the bed that he made. Now, the other thing he says in that video, oh, it's not fair for us. I'm telling my stuff. I don't know what you want me to do, because as soon as I tell you the truth, y'all think I'm getting paid by that business, or you think that it's all one big act. Again, unfortunately, it's the bed that is being made. Not saying that you created that piece, but it's going to be part of the whole thing. I mean, there's plenty of businesses, I'm sure, that are willing to line your pockets with a couple thou if you just said a good thing about their ribs, right? So it is unfortunate that is going on. It's not fair. It's not right. It pisses me off, because I think he's doing really great work out here, especially for a lot of these businesses that need to wake the fuck up. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of restaurant businesses that treat customers like trash, but then they put on a smile and their best performance for someone who's an influencer or someone who's a food critic. They're just faking a front, and that pisses me off as well. It's a sad situation. It's a messed up situation. But Keith, if you're even watching this, don't stop, because we need truth. And we need the truth in the way that you're telling it, not in the Darius Cooks type of way. There's ways to do things
and be tactful about it,
and be real about it. And there's ways to do it and be a fucking asshole. Yeah. So there's two different things. Okay. And you are obviously on the side of the good. You're doing the right thing. Let it be what it is. It is what it is. What you're doing right now, though, is you're exposing Atlanta. Atlanta is extremely, they're up their own ass. It's Bougetto. There it is. It's Bougetto. I said it.
Well, look,
you've never, I've been to Atlanta a couple times. I'm telling you, every time, and I'm just saying about the service there. Just talking about the service. It's the service that's terrible. It's the service that's trash. And I don't know why, but there's other places even in our hometown, okay, in all of our neck of the woods, we all know that spot where it's like, man, the food is fire, but if they actually respected their customers, this place would blow the fuck up. If they actually were open at the time that they said that they were going to be open at, this place would blow the fuck up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating about it. That's it. And I get it. As Zozo Bob said earlier, that the restaurant business is tough. Hell yeah, it's tough.
It is.
It's really tough.
It is.
But then it's a matter of, I don't know. The restaurants that are successful, it requires a crap ton of blood, sweat, tears. Every fiber of your being is being used to run that business. You got to be absolutely on the borderline insane to want to run a restaurant. It is that tough. Okay. But when you have something online, you need to stay on that. It's just how it is, unless you put a sign on the door or put an update on your website or whatever platforms you use to sell your ish. You need to be more transparent. And that's the freaking problem. Okay.
Yeah.
And we see this, and this happens a lot in a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses locally where we are, and even sounds like even Atlanta, and that's not good. It's lazy, in my personal opinion. It's laziness, or it comes off like it's lazy. I'll just say that. I'm sorry, Sandy, talk please.
I was just waiting. Because
I'm sorry.
He's very passionate about this, y'all. Okay, he really wanted to speak on this.
I'm sorry.
And I get it. You know what I mean? I feel you.
I love food too. I love food. I love to cook. I'm a damn good cook. I used to cook for a few years back in the day. So I really enjoy a really good meal. It's real hard for me to find a damn good steak out here in these streets. Like literally, I'm always on the search for the best steak. You know what I'm saying? And so it's because I cook a mean steak. Let me just say that, okay? Hands down. You will never forget it. I will say that. But
you have to make us some shoot.
But I'm already cooking for you. Y'all remember that shit? But
yeah, you did. You
did.
And
it was fire.
It was delicious. It was delicious. You were correct.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Even
it's been too long.
Made some mistakes for Ed, right? And even Ed was, and Ed is a natural hater.
Biggest critic, yeah.
Ed is a natural hater, and he's like, "Yo, this is fire." I'm like, "Oh, he said fire." The young man said it's fire.
Years ago. It's been
yes. Okay, I am the master of my own domain. But the thing is that when it comes to Black-owned restaurants, we need to get correct. We need to wake the fuck up. We need to understand where our weaknesses are and work on those weaknesses so that we can continue to transcend, not get defensive, get angry, like what he was saying in there, saying, "Oh, we don't even know him anymore. We don't know who he is." No, man. Listen to what he's saying and tweak those. It's minor tweaks. It's minor things. It's the devil in the details, y'all. Yeah. Devil is in the details. And if you lack the details, you're going to have issues. So why keep going after a dude who's trying to transcend Black businesses, trying to make them stronger and better? Why go after a guy who's just speaking the truth and he's doing it in a beautifully wonderful way? Okay, this ain't Freddy Krueger coming after you. It's a freaking teddy bear sitting there going, "Listen, guys."
Yeah, pretty much.
You gotta do a little of this. God bless. That's it. The hell's wrong? I'm sorry.
It's prayer hands.
It just Andy, prayer hands, and it just frustrates me because it's instant. It's the instant attack of throwing out the I gotta say it. It's the instant. Oh, you just taking the Black business down. The fuck are you talking about? He's trying to do something. He could go to plenty other white establishments and just review the fuck out of them.
Right.
And he'd probably say the same shit.
Right. He would probably say the same stuff. Yeah.
So, like, what the fuck? Like, Y'all have some amazing food out here. We all have some amazing food out here.
Atlanta's supposed to be like a huge mecca for
Like,
really
damn.
good food.
Exactly.
If you can get them to serve you.
If you can. But
Right.
if you Jamie Foxx, they can pull out the red carpet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But if you just regular Joe Blow, it's an hour and a half.
Whoa.
In fact, I'm sorry, because of your genes, we got to push it back another half hour.
I will say
Like,
this,
that's bullshit.
I will say this, one of the things that with this whole situation, one of the things that, one, his following, right? He's got a 14.5 million follower base, right?
Mhm.
So with that, as we've been kind of, as you said earlier, comes power. I mean, that's literally huge influence, right? So literally he can shut a business down easy too, just as easily as he has helped so many businesses that were on the verge of closing, right? So his voice has severe impact. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a double-edged sword for him, because at the end of the day, if he obviously his reviews aren't, he's not bashing companies when he's reviewing the restaurants. He's not bashing them. I mean, he could take it to a whole nother level. There are other reviewers that do far worse, right? So he's as respectful and as tactful as possible. And you see how much backlash he's getting. And at the end of the day, that's his level of influence. I mean, it's literally, that shit went viral. Okay. And both establishments responded just not exactly the way that they should have. Okay. Because the reality is, here's the thing. Milk and Honey, for instance, their response,
trash,
dumb as fuck. The
so
reality
stupid.
is, he did a review on whatever you guys were lacking in your service. Fix the shit. Go into your restaurant, okay, and do what needs to be done to tweak the shit, or just don't respond at all. But the level of how incredibly juvenile their response was, like, y'all know who the fuck Keith Lee is. And if you didn't, now you know, motherfucker, fix your shit. And that's just what it is, right? Now, Candy, her response, okay? Her response, I'm like, one, she didn't really need to necessarily respond, okay? In my personal, I don't think either establishment really needed to respond, okay?
She
But
said
because
what happened was
viral, right? Because it went so viral, she felt the need to. And yeah, they don't take takeout on the weekends. And here's the thing, there's a lot of establishments that actually do that. You would be surprised, because the reality is, and I've worked in many a restaurant, okay? And the reality is, it is a lot on the staff, especially if you're not staffed well enough, okay, to handle both dine-in and takeout. Takeout is like, literally, you need to have a couple of people running, especially if you are a high traffic restaurant. Old Lady Gang, from what I understand, has a lot of traffic. So if they can't even guarantee that the takeout orders are going to come out when they should, I don't blame Candy for doing that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yeah, they should be able to take takeout and handle dine-in. But she could have been understaffed at the time. She could have, hell, she does. Maybe the staff just couldn't handle the shit. Whatever the case may be, these are the things that happen in the restaurant industry. This is not an uncommon occurrence. Yeah. She's not the only restaurant that doesn't offer takeout. She's not the only restaurant, nor is Milk and Honey the only restaurants that have ever given this type of service or had DoorDash say that they're open or closed or whatever, and they shit is open or closed, right? Or whatever the case may be. The unfortunate thing is just that's part of the restaurant industry. It just is what it is, unfortunately. And honestly, with Candy's response, which I wouldn't have responded at all, I would have just taken it to the staff, done what needed to be done, and kept it moving, or came out with a statement, literally a verbal statement. She didn't even have to get on camera to do that, to be completely real. But it's not uncommon, right? So, my thing is this. At the end of the day, this is the stuff that's going to happen. If it's not him critiquing these restaurants, it's going to be some other motherfucker. Okay. And there's tons of reviewers out there that do this on a regular, black, white, whatever. The unfortunate thing is that he went to go and support Black businesses. And unfortunately, those very well-known Black businesses dropped the ball on their service, and hopefully what this fucking does is wake everybody else the fuck up in Atlanta and elsewhere, okay? Especially Black businesses, because I want to see us prosper, right? I want to see Black restaurants prosper. And I know in Atlanta, they're known for their food, especially from Black-owned restaurants. So at the end of the day, fix your shit. Tighten the fuck up. Take the criticism as it is and apply, okay? Apply the improvements. make
Be an adult.
changes, right? Be the owner of said restaurant or manager of said restaurant. Okay.
Shoot.
You know, and then of course the backlash from people threatening his family, himself, you know, people coming into the restaurant, going on Yelp and leaving additional reviews. I actually went on Yelp a little bit ago before we got on here just to see what kind of responses people were leaving since this whole thing went viral. And a little pop-up popped up, and it was basically like, yeah, we've been, you know, informed of a situation that has now caused caused a lot of attention to show up on this Yelp page. So just be aware, there are more comments than normal of people leaving reviews because of what's just recently happened, right?
On Milk and Honey.
No, excuse me, on Old Lady Gang, on OLG. So on Yelp. So it was like pop-up that just popped up that let you know, like, okay, you're going to see a lot more comments on here than usual. They have a 3-star rating right now, right? And here's the thing. And I don't know much about Milk and Honey, but I do know a little bit about the OLG gang, okay? And that restaurant. Clearly they were on a reality show. If you guys saw it, comment, let us know if you guys actually saw it, okay? And there was a whole bunch of shit. That restaurant has been through a lot of shit, okay? There was like a I don't want to use the word, but a pew pew there, or you know what I'm saying? On top of the fact that they had low health ratings. I don't know if you guys know that. For a very long time, they were rated a C, a health score of C, okay? Back in 2021, and they kept that C, okay, up until March of recently, 2023, where they just recently got an A. So clearly,
Look at that.
that's not the only problem they have going on at Old Lady Gang. And I'm sure Milk and Honey has other shit going on or whatever. Reality is, just as in any business, whether it's black, white, whatever, they got to make sure they're tight. They're tight. Okay. Because this is the kind of thing that can happen. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, look, Keith, from what I've seen, is a stand-up guy from what I've seen, right?
Yes.
And the stuff that he's been able to do for businesses that have struggled, if you guys have seen any of those videos, it's incredible. Literally revived businesses that were on the verge of closing because of his reviews, right? So the fact that he's able to make that kind of impact, and you already see, like, his following, literally 14.5 million, right?
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of that. He's going to get heat, regardless of what he says, whether it's good, bad, or whatever the case may be.
That is true.
God bless him for being respectful and being tactful about it, you know? And I mean, Milk and Honey, they're idiots. Their response was dumb. They shouldn't have said shit at all and just did what needed to be done. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, see, I pray for all the rest of the restaurants he goes and reviews. I mean, that motherfucker ain't going nowhere. He ain't gonna stop doing what he's doing. Because the reality is he does make a bag from this, y'all. Like, he doesn't get paid by the restaurants to do the reviews.
Yeah.
But TikTok pays him. And at 14.55 million, he's making a damn good living.
He's making money.
He's making real good money on TikTok. That motherfucker ain't going nowhere.
He's sitting in front row seats at basketball games and
Period.
stuff. Okay, he's doing just
he's
fine.
Making that whop, doing exactly what he's doing, y'all.
Guarantee you the car that he was driving before versus the car that he's driving now is drastically different. Okay, he's doing fine. The threads on his back are completely different. The shoes on his feet,
y'all,
completely different.
That motherfucker ain't quitting shit.
At the same time, I could see him being burnt out and tired of the negative backlash because of his demeanor, at least his demeanor on camera. The demeanor on camera seems like he's a peaceful guy who just wants to, as he says, walk in his path, and spread greatness, right? Spread good and positivity with other people and sharing the love of food with the general public. And he's done some really amazing stuff with his platform, and I think he will continue to do so because he is walking in his path. He is doing the right thing. He is doing a good thing. And I'm not even a Keith Lee stan. I just know where he's coming from is from a place that's good. Yes, now it's turned into a money machine for him.
For sure.
Of course, this is his livelihood, but at the same time, he ain't getting paid for this. He's getting paid for the views. He's getting paid for all this, but he's not getting, I don't think he likes the fact that he's getting views right now off of negativity. And you know what I mean? Like, I think he's trying to be like the food Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Everything's positive. Everything's great.
Right.
Everything's good times. God bless you. That kind of thing. Not like, oh, this controversy and his name's tacked onto that. And I
Right.
think that's the reason why he's like, I'm just not feeling this anymore. But I will say this.
He ain't going nowhere.
This
He ain't
is
going
the
nowhere.
question I have for you, though, Sandy. Okay.
He ain't going
And
nowhere.
let's be transparent here.
Yeah.
Real quick. All right. Say that you were Keith Lee.
Mhm.
Actually, let me say this again. Say that you were in Keith Lee's position because
Right.
you are yourself.
Right.
Do not answer this question like you are Keith Lee.
Perfect.
Be completely transparent here.
You already know I won't go.
So say, because you already know, family went up there, was like, yo, it's going to be an hour and a half. You show up and they go, oh, Sandy. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, we got a table right here for you. It'll be ready in 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Do you take the 5 minutes or do you walk? Do you take the, yeah, I'm a
Mhm.
celebrity. Yeah, baby. Yeah, what's up? Let's get this food. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or do you go, nah, I'm good. I'm going to chuck up the deuces. I'm out. God bless. I'm
I'm
out.
keeping it a buck.
Keep it
My
a buck.
black ass is gonna sit down and eat. The fuck? I'm about to eat. The fuck? The fuck? Who's not gonna eat? A
And this-
bitch is hungry.
oh, and all this
I'm
meal
eating.
for free.
And
this
then I'm
meal-
gonna make sure
oh,
that I let them know what really happened.
No.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Because the one thing about me, and anybody who knows me, follows me, knows me, my journey, as an influencer, loosely termed, you know what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Because I'm a regular motherfucker like everybody else. I always say that. I'm a regular motherfucker who just happens to do videos, right? And happens to have an opinion on everything, right? And likes to express said opinion very colorfully. Okay.
Mhm.
But the reality is, okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna eat, but I'm also gonna keep it a buck and let them know here was my experience. My family went in, they attempted to go in, it took them an hour and a half, right? Or whatever. They had a wait of an hour and a half until I walked in the door. Okay. Right. Look, with prayer hands. Okay. And when I went in, they sat us down immediately. Okay. I'm gonna make that part of my review.
Right.
Okay, because a bitch like me is not going to turn down no food unless there's some major disrespect going on. The reality is they just saw who it was and was like, oh shit, right? Because think about it.
Yeah.
The staff that were there, right? They don't own the restaurant. And this is with anyone who does reviews or any of the places he's ever reviewed. I'm sure there's many people who are literally the staff that are like, shit, when they realized who it was.
Right.
And his family it was who went in there originally. And when he declined to take the food, they were probably literally shitting their pants. Like literally going shit, right? Because the reality is Candy's going to find out. Management's going to find out. The owners are going to find out. Same with Milk and Honey. Like, damn, like we fucked
this
up.
is like he's like a black Michelin
Right.
critic. Like this is like the black Michelin star. Okay.
Right. I mean,
So
people they're going to be freaked out. Like,
so
they
them
could get in
declining.
trouble.
Yeah, so them declining this dude is a really, really bad move because you know for a fact he's gonna go right back in his car and press record and talk the truth. You know what I mean? So of course they're going, oh shit. Because there goes our review. Like right now, look, like what you just talked about before.
Yeah.
Look, unusual activity alert.
That's
You know what I'm
literally
saying?
the pop-up.
And
Yep.
And that's on Old Lady Gang right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So clearly he's got some influence. Okay.
He's got major
it's crazy.
influence.
But what's interesting to me is that it's the don't press that red button. Listen to me. Hear me out. Keith Lee did in the video, on multiple videos already. He said, please don't bash these restaurants. My experience is my experience. Your experience could be different. Each individual has their own experience. Right.
Right.
What did he basically said, don't touch the red button. And what happened?
But here's the thing. Of course, they're going to touch the red button. And
Yeah.
that's the part that with this sucks for him to a certain extent with regard to the reviews that he does. Because the reality is you have 14.5 million followers and it's going to continue to grow, right? That is a major circle of influence. That's a major influence that you have, a major impact that you have just as an influencer, as a critic, right? With that said, you're going to get that too. You can literally sit here and say to your blue in the face, be nice to the people that you're dealing with over there. If you go check it out, this is my experience alone and yada, 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 yada. And they're going to do exactly the opposite of what you say. That's how much of an influence that he has, because the reality is there's always some motherfucker watching that's going to take it to another level, right? So now people are threatening him, family, etc. People are going into Old Lady Gang and the other place,
Oh my God.
and they're just doing whatever they do. People are leaving reviews on Yelp in response to this review. People, I mean, it's crazy, but that's the level of influence that he has. So it's literally a double-edged sword. This is just what it is. You know what I mean? But all he can do is try to control the crowd. Does that make sense? All he can do is try to control the crowd verbally. He can just say, "Hey,
it's too late. It's too late because this now has turned into a cuisine Me Too movement. Literally.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry, but it's like that happened to me too. Oh, that me too. Me too. Me too. And I'm looking at it right now, and people are like, "Yo, I had brunch. I had Sunday brunch there like 2 weeks ago." And I'm like, wow. I'm just looking at some of these reviews. Damn. And this is Old Lady Gang. So I'm like, damn. Okay. So now it's turned into that. Like, oh, you had a shitty experience, Keith Lee? Oh, this happened to me as well. Here it is.
Boom, boom, boom.
Here's my story.
You're going to have more people bashing it and sharing the worst of their experiences, especially after this, just because of the fact that it went viral. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
But this is just what he has to deal with. And this is going to happen and continue to happen with every restaurant he reviews. He'll go viral again for yet another series of restaurants, and it's going to happen all over again. This is just his level of influence, and it is what it is. I mean, he can't control the crowds like that outside of just verbally saying, guys, don't do anything negative to the people, to the restaurant, to the establishment.
What's gonna happen when you tell
whatever
them
he says, they're gonna do the polar opposite.
When you tell them to don't look down, what are they gonna do?
Right,
they're gonna look down.
But look, here's the thing: if it was me, because I'm the kind of person like I don't share anything that I like or dislike if I haven't tried it. So for me, I'm not gonna walk away from the food. I'm gonna review the food because I'm a food critic. So I'm gonna review the food. Okay. But I'm also going to share what the fuck happened previous and whatever, the whole experience, the fact they sat me down, being that they knew who I was or whatever. And my family had to wait and yada, yada. I'm going to give everybody the whole kit and caboodle. Okay. So he better than me for having walked away twice.
I'm gonna
because
agree.
the bitch would have been hungry.
Because I'm gonna be real.
Restaurant.
I'm gonna be real. You didn't ask me the question. So
I was just about to ask you.
I'm gonna ask myself the question.
Yes. So, what would you do in your situation?
I'd sit down. I would. But I'm gonna be real. If this is the part where I'd be like, oh wow, because to me, it would be that level of celebrity. You don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this has happened to him before. And I think that maybe he has sat down and eaten the food.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's this well aware and has been self-aware on what his mission is from day one. But he may have gone and done it and said, nah, this isn't the right move, or I don't feel right about this. I'm not doing this ever again.
I mean, think about it like this. More than likely, the reason for which he didn't sit down to eat the food is one, obviously they recognize him. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to bring out the best of the best of the best presentation. The food is going to be, as perfect as they can get it because they know it's him, which is why he turned it away. So I get why he turned it away, because that's why he sent his family in there first, because he wants to get the real experience, the food presented like it would be anyone else going in. Do you see what I'm saying?
But what I'm trying to say is, speaking from my own experience, I feel like at first, because it would be like, oh, that's dope. Like they're pulling out all the stops for me. This is dope. I feel like it would be dope for that first time.
Sure.
And then after that, it'd be like, I'm never doing that again. Because honestly, that's not truthful and that's not real. And now they're pulling out all the stops and they're giving me top tier, beyond the best service that they ever can, because they know if I give them a good review, that's lining their pockets up with some money. So no, I'm not cool with it. But at first I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Anybody would.
Wow.
And I admire him for walking out.
Especially if I'm sitting there with my family and my family's hungry too. I mean, shoot, we've already been hopping at all these other spots and it's taken an hour and a half to get just not even like just a wing. Like how about just one wing? Can I just eat one wing while I wait? Like, damn, that's insane. Okay. That's absolutely insane. But let me get some of these comments really, really quick. I wanted to grab a few. where it is, they said, since the vid, food services from Raven, thank you so much, Raven, services all over the place. I do agree. Like since the Rona, things have gotten really, really messed up.
Totally agree.
It is still in an industry in recovery, at least where I live. And you
Agreed.
know what? I do agree. But at the same time, I do get it. I do get it.
Most
But
people are
places like
understaffed
Candy,
nowadays.
but places like Candy Burruss's spot that already has traffic going in that mug like crazy, how can they be so understaffed? That's the one thing that doesn't make sense to me, unless they're too busy wanting to make sure that they hold on to as much money as they can,
But
and they don't
it
want to
really
spend
is
the
hard
money
to
on
find good
more
people.
people. Yeah,
It's hard to find good people, especially in the restaurant industry. Like
the
from
restaurant
having worked
industry sucks.
restaurants and bar industry and all that
The
type of stuff. Having
turnaround
done
time
those
is
things,
terrible.
oh, it's terrible. Retention is it's crazy. So that particular industry, it's a tough industry to keep people and to get good people that are reliable, which is why a lot of people don't go into the restaurant industry as owners too. It's a tough industry because one of the things about it, it's one of the most labor intensive industries you can get into, especially as an owner, because when someone doesn't show up or persons don't show up, who has to pick up the slack? The owner, the manager.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They're very tough. It's a very tough industry to retain people, let alone get good quality people that are actually going to take it seriously, show up for their shifts, be there on time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's tough, especially in an industry that has super high turnover. And then again, as Raven said, COVID impacted so many businesses, and not just businesses in the restaurant and bar industry, but overall businesses in general are generally understaffed, you guys, since previous to all the COVID stuff. You know, when COVID happened, it
Way
changed
before
everything
that.
for a lot of people. And there are a lot of businesses that are still suffering from everything shutting down just a few years ago. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah, it's a tough industry, you guys. It really is. That's why for me, it's like, you know, with this, it's hard. Being a restaurant critic, I think would be hard. A restaurant owner who got critiqued by a critic would be difficult because
Oh, it'd be
it's
terrible.
so hard to get good
But
people
at
in
the
this
same
industry.
time,
It really is.
at the same time, and I get it that you can't. A lot of times you'd be like, well, if you were the restaurant owner and somebody comes in and just talks shit on your work, and your staff and your restaurant
Mhm,
and the service and all that. One, it's a hard blow, obviously. But
mhm.
two, it'd be very hard because in your mind you're going, I can't even say anything right now to that people would take in and take as an understanding of why it is the way it is.
Mhm.
Because everyone will think, oh, I'm just making excuses rather than actually taking accountability for my lack of service or my food not being up to
Right.
snuff, that kind of thing. Because I mean, honestly, let's be real. You can have an amazing staff. You could be understaffed, but
Mhm.
have an amazing staff and
Exactly.
have really good service and
Exactly.
just be completely transparent with your clients that come in, your patrons that come in, and just saying, hey, we are understaffed, but you're still going to get the greatest experience, the greatest food,
Right.
and all that stuff that you've ever had. We just want to let you guys know that there's a way of saying things so that say that you have another Keith Lee or a Darius Cooks type of person come in and sit down and patron at your restaurant. There's a way to be transparent with every single last person that comes in there so that they're not sitting there going like, oh, damn, where's my food? And this is
Right.
taking so long and blah, blah, blah. Because one thing I've noticed or one thing I've experienced, I've been to places that, you know, were just regular mom pop shops to big time chains to 5-star restaurants. One thing that I've always appreciated was communication,
That part.
transparency and communication
Yes.
from the actual server and from the staff. That when as soon as I walk in, they're like, yeah, we're understaffed today, it's a
Right.
little bit slow, just letting you know. If that's a problem, I would just say come back another day. But if you
Mhm.
want to sit down and eat here, we're totally cool with that. And it's like you look at your friend or your spouse or whoever you're with, and you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, no, we can do this, we got time, let's do this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But imagine going into that same establishment and they are still They don't tell you anything. They sit you down. You're waiting forever just for a glass of water. You're waiting forever for them to come up to you and give you a damn menu.
Yep.
That's a bad thing. It's all about the transparency and communication.
Very
But
true.
that's another thing too. Getting onto your damn websites that you built 10 years ago
And
that you
update.
haven't even changed in 10 years and actually updating that shit. So if you're
Yeah.
not doing takeouts on weekends, say that in that mug.
Yeah.
And if you have to put in the asterisk to say, oh, this is the reason why we don't do them on the weekends,
Right.
motherfucker, put it in there. Who
Right.
gives a damn? Transparency, communication.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
But that's the issue with a lot of restaurants that I've noticed. They tend to drop the ball on that part because they're going like, now, hey, they're coming in, they're gonna get the what they eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to turn away from me. I want as many people in. But then what if you get an upflux of patrons?
Yeah.
Then you're fucked. But hold on real quick. Nicole said, right, I'm tired of certain Black businesses expect support for being Black, but aren't providing good service. Damn right.
Yeah.
I'm I would probably get in trouble for even saying what I've been saying this entire time, or what we've been talking about this entire time. But Black businesses, Black restaurants, not all of them. I'm not sitting here saying all of them.
We're not generalizing.
But there are some really great restaurants out there, or there are some restaurants out here that have the potential to be extremely great, but they're leaning on the one thing that I guess makes them stand out against the rest. The fact that they are a Black-owned business. Okay, cool, but that does not excuse shitty service. Does not excuse cold food approaching the table.
Mhm.
It does not. It does not excuse no communication on your DoorDashes, your websites, when the person calls in and the person who's calling in, the receptionist is an asshole to you for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because they're having a bad day, they need to learn how to be cool and give you the customer service. It's called hospitality, for
Yes,
crying
sir.
out loud.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Hospitable. But there's a lot of businesses out here that don't know what the hell they are doing. Yeah, I just saw Raven McCall saying sometimes they don't keep up to date with the prices on the menu, and then all of a sudden
I've seen that
you
many
order
times.
food, and then you're thinking, oh, I just did a $50 meal for myself.
Right.
Okay, so it's gonna be about 100 and something for me and my friend here. Okay, bet. And then you look at it and you're like, wait, what? Where did that change? How did that change happen? You see what I'm saying? See what happened because the market price and everything. Man, you didn't say that in the menu, bro. You see what I'm saying? So that's the issues that keep happening, and then that's the problem. They say, "Come eat in my restaurant. Come on, man, eat this food," and then that person goes, "Yeah, okay, the food was cold. This wasn't good. That wasn't good. Oh, why are you trying to bash a Black business? What?
He's just critiquing a business that just happens to be Black.
What the hell happened here?
Black owned. That's it. I mean, at the end of the day,
What did I do wrong? You asked me to come in here.
dollars. Look, he was attempting to put dollars in Black owned businesses. Okay, that should be applauded.
That's insane,
That's
man.
that's the number one thing. That is what should have been applauded over. You know what I'm saying? And grand scheme, they fucked up. They
All
could
them
have
did.
just as easily. It could have. You know what I mean? And I mean, here's the thing. In both cases, from what it sounds like, he had good experiences with the individuals that he talked to. Like that, he wasn't talking about rude staff or any of that. It was just the lack of service. You know what I mean? Because from what I could hear of the sound bites that he shared, they were pleasant. It wasn't like they were rude to him or snappy with him or short with
No.
his family or whatever, based on what he was saying. In fact, he even mentioned that his family was saying how nice everybody was and how pleasant everyone was. It's just the actual service. What happened? You know what I mean? And that's what he's critiquing.
Yeah.
All they can do as restaurant owners, step your damn game up. Take his
Step the
critiques,
game
step your
all the
damn
way
game
up.
up. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Asila says, Rona exposed how deeply low the wages are for the food industry,
That's
food service industry.
Agreed.
In college, my partial unemployment was also triple my full-time pay. I mean, listen, I do agree that yes, in the food industry, if you're not working at some big popular joint, this is the reason why a lot of places are understaffed, because they're not making waiters, people who are in the service industry, servers are not making the money like they used to.
And
But
people don't
also,
tip, to be honest, because that's where service industry,
true,
unless employees
you're
make
working
a good portion of their money.
But that's only if you're working at some bar with your tits out, or some big 5-star restaurant. That's where you're seeing the money.
Like
but you
real
have to have
money.
high volume type of thing. You got to have fast turnaround on those tables. You got to turn those tables over pretty quickly. If you are serving, for example, you got to make sure those are flipping quick, because it's all about the money that you're making off those tips. And then you got to be lucky enough for your patrons that you are serving to actually want to tip, because some of them only tip that 15%,
or don't tip at all,
or they don't tip at all.
I have literally worked in a restaurant and literally waited tables, and unless that table was higher than a certain amount, how they have the minimum where the gratuity is already added. I think it's a 6-person, 6-top. A lot of restaurants do it like that, where if it's 6 or more people, they automatically add the gratuity. I'm sure many of you guys can relate, where you guys have waited tables or you've bartended and you've put in the work. You've done, you've done the deal. You've served the people. The food came out. The service was good. You were communicative. You were doing what you were supposed to do as a waitress, waiter, or bartender, right? And not gotten anything tip-wise, because they still have that choice to do that. And unfortunately, the wages for the hourly in that service industry, and those service industries are so damn low that you're not getting a lot of the people looking for those types of jobs, because it's so iffy. If you're going to make the money you want to come out at the end of your shift with, based on the fact that half the people may not even tip or tip enough. We got people out here who still don't even tip even the 15%, which technically, right now, 20% is allegedly what you're technically supposed to do, right? Supposed to do, loosely termed. But there are people that don't even tip 15, let alone, you know what I mean? 20%. So it's just a tough industry, and it's a tough industry to keep people in. It's a tough industry to staff, and it's a tough industry to own as well. So it's just, there's a lot, and I'm not making up excuses for the restaurant owners, but I do understand both sides of the coin. Does that excuse bad services? Does that excuse mishaps like this and things that come up or whatever, and poor customer service, poor communication? No, not at all, not by any stretch. Because if you go into the industry, if you own the business, you now are married to it. You have decided to commit to that. Now it's time to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do what needs to be done. Tighten it up. But I do also see the flip side of the coin in respect to the industry itself, and how hard that would be for the owners, the wait staff, etc. You know what I mean? And I get in the management and all of that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens from now on with his reviews. And see the kind of responses he gets and where he goes next. You know who I'm really interested in him checking out? And tell me if you guys know this, okay? And you may not be familiar with the pack, or you might have heard it through grapevine. Peter, Nene's friend, Cynthia's ex-husband from Real Housewives of Atlanta. You're familiar? He has a couple of different restaurants. Now, all of his business dealings have been questioned forever, okay? And been on the verge of losing the business on so many different occasions. For whatever reason, he somehow comes up out of it. Celebrities all over the place go to his restaurant. Like, that's all you see on his timeline at his restaurant, especially the Miami. I think it's Bar One is the name of the restaurant in Miami. I'm wondering if Keith Lee has done a review at that restaurant, or if he plans to, and I wonder how that would go. If he has, let us know. I have to look and see if he has, but I do. If he hasn't, I want him to review that restaurant, because I'm very curious. The food looks amazing there, right? Food is allegedly good. Customer service is supposedly impeccable, but he can't pay his damn bills.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
literally not paying his rent.
That's the thing, though. Welcome to the
Allegedly.
restaurant business. But welcome to the restaurant business. A lot of times, you're pouring all your money into product, into food, and into supply, and your staff, that you don't even get anything really in return. It could be very successful optically on paper, but then at the end of the day, what profit are you actually walking away from? You're just staying above. You're just staying in the black.
Agreed.
And good for you. But at the same time, that's not really, I mean, you want to be in the black, not just staying above zero. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's a very frustrating part of it as well. And yeah, you got people out here that have successful restaurants, but they got to have like 7 of them to even see any type of return, any type of profit. You see what I'm saying? Or have that restaurant turn into a franchise and have other franchisees buy into the actual restaurant, into the business themselves as well, which is also a whole other can of worms in itself. But yeah, I mean, we will definitely see what happens with.
I'm gonna keep an eye on it now. I follow him now, so this tickles me. This should be interesting to see.
I've been following that dude for a minute. But I just say to him, like, keep fighting the good fight. He's doing the right thing. I ain't mad at him, and no one should be mad at him for telling the truth. He is helping these businesses transcend. So keep pushing that, keep transcending. But guys, thank you guys so much for being here. It really does mean a lot. Okay, lot to talk about. Oh wow, lot to talk about. Great conversation though, and I would definitely get that free table.
Period.
Okay,
taking my food now.
And I'd feel bad about it later, but I'd be full and feel bad.
I wouldn't feel a motherfucking thing, but a full belly, a full ass belly. That's what I'd be feeling.
Hit that like button down below, guys. Don't forget to do that for us, please, and thank you. All right, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, y'all. We appreciate you guys for being in here, spending your time with us, and we'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Have a great rest of your day. Much love,
y'all. We love you guys. Mwah.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.